we are all well. My name is Jacqueline Shibalira. I'm the director and founder of organization Dose of Hope. Dose of Hope is an organization working with girls, teenage girls, women, youth, and persons with disability. Dose of Hope was registered in 2015, and it came about from an inspiration I got after getting sick and was hospitalized and palsied. And after that, I decided that I'm going to create awareness on thyroidism and thyroid cancer. And during that period, most of the people who were listening to my stories actually were relating my story to the fact that they had I was palsied. So the local people around the place that I stay started bringing children with cerebral palsy to me to see how I could be able to assist them. Then I actually started helping out, trying to find out how I can connect these children and parents to the possible departments that work for persons with disability and especially intellectual disability. And our first project was with mothers and children who are living with intellectual disability. And we decided after that we're going to do a survey just to gather and know, because the numbers were quite overwhelming. And I wondered, why is it that in this area of Morocco, I could get up to 100 people? Because I did a medical camp and we got over 15 moms and children from Lolongo. The others came from Athi River. And then from then we started now doing the registration, collaborating with organizations like the National Council of Persons with Disability, and helping these mothers get disability cards for their kids, and also to do away with stigma and the fact that most of the parents were hiding their children at home. We decided to open a center where the mothers would come and leave their children, and then therapy is offered, and then the mothers can be able to go and do some work. The numbers kept increasing to a point where they now started forming self-help groups, which have been actually, we have about 3 self-help groups in Lolongo and 3 self-help groups in Athi River. And during this period, the mothers would leave their children, and we have an occupational therapist who would do therapy on the children. And good enough that there are a lot of success stories. Many of them have joined mainstream schooling, especially now that the government has introduced learners with disability to integrate, to have them included in schools, and also coming up with a curriculum. So in our center, we had developed an individualized education plan where each student with learning disorders or delayed milestones, speech, autism spectrum, are taught individually on a one-on-one basis with each student. They get therapy, then they during the morning they get the therapy, afternoon they have their classes, life skills classes, so that they can also be able to integrate with the society, to be independent, to be able to communicate, because some of them cannot be able to speak, but they can be able to communicate and say what or indicate what they need. As we went by, there are various needs that came up in the community. Okay, fine. You have actually given these mothers hope that they'll be able to leave their children and go. But what was the next step? Because the children are growing, they're becoming teenage. Some of them reached teenagehood. What do you do? And that is when we came up with a program of empowerment through our computer training school, where we have adaptive training for the low vision children or youth. We have computer IT for persons with disability, as IT training for persons with disability. The programs keep progressing as we go by. We've had support from kind corporate organizations that come up and support the work that we do. To name a few, like the CDF in Machakos or Mavoko. We've had EDAN. We have National Council of Persons with Disability, the National Fund that gives tools of trade to some of the youth, some of the mothers taking care of children with disability. So one of the ways that the organization sustains itself and sustains the programs that are within the organization is that we have come up with activities like an annual walk to celebrate persons with cerebral palsy. And each year we have a walk where we fundraise through preparation of merchandise, and then the merchandise is sold, and it will enable us to raise funds to pay for medicine, pay for therapy for the most vulnerable children, and those who cannot be able to pay certain amount, the required amount for therapy. We also have had other program on gender-based violence. We find that a lot of these girls or women are also affected by gender-based violence. Their husbands leave them, their husbands violate them because there's a lot of myth within the community or misconception that cerebral palsy is out of an evil spirit. Cerebral palsy or people that have intellectual disability are possessed. They have an evil spirit. They are born by people who are they are born because the parents were cursed. So you find that some men would leave their wives, they would violate their wives and leave them. And so for them to get justice, what do? We take up most of those cases and report. We have seen fathers actually violating their daughters who have disability, thinking that that child will be healed, or they will either they'll be lucky. So there's a lot of misconception, and that is why some of these programs have stemmed up within the organization. So we have a gender-based violence program. We have the cerebral palsy annual walk every year. We have economic empowerment, health and education. The siblings also, we also have a counseling, hope and healing initiative where mothers of children with disability are counseled, and given we have a counselor who counsels even the gender-based violence cases. So the programs within Doors of Hope keep expanding because of the needs that arise as time goes by. We started with little children, we're still going on with the little children who are receiving therapy at our center here. And then at the youth stage, at the adolescent stage, they go through counseling, they go through sexual reproductive health rights, education, because they also have to be made aware that they will not enter, they'll not be violated and they will not have a voice to speak. Some of them can't speak, but we train them that to know, to voice anything that happens to them that is not right. Dose of Hope works within 3 counties of Machakos, Kajiado, Nairobi. Right now we are moving into other counties where we have a project on advocacy that is coming up, upcoming. But our head office, our headquarters are in Athi River at Martinez Plaza on the ground floor. That's where our main offices is, and our first computer empowerment center, or information technology center, is where persons with disability and youth who within the community that have suffered GBV, the teenage moms are empowered. So you can actually visit, anyone who wishing to visit or volunteer or also support the children with intellectual disability can come to our offices. They can reach us out on our website, which is www.doseofhopekenya.co.ke, and our telephone that will appear on the screen, down on the screen. You can reach us anytime. If you're a counselor, come and volunteer and counsel. If you're an occupational therapist, please, you can come and give your services to the children. We believe in supporting the least of this, and that is why our slogan goes, we are bringing hope to the hopeless. Being hopeless does not mean that you're poor and you don't have anything. When you don't even have knowledge of something, you become hopeless because you're trying to find a way or creating a way to get out of the situation you are. So you get hopeless. So we bring hope to the hopeless. Some, like currently, most persons with disability, they do not know or are not aware that they need to change their old cards to the new cards. Some of the services that we're giving to the persons of Mavoko or within Mavoko is to help them change their old cards into the new system of the certificate. And instead of traveling all the way to Machakos where there is the Huduma Center. So these services, we are also giving it here at Dose of Hope. You're welcome. You can come and get your card changed to the new certificate that is offered and be part of those people who are registered within the eCitizen. Thank you.